Hello, my fellow potters or people who just love to watch pottery videos. My last kiln unloading before my last pop-up sale this season. It will not be my last kiln unloading. Sometimes when I've been watching other people's videos, they sound so gleeful when they say, you know, the last kiln unload. Totally get that feeling, but I am not there yet because I still have a bunch of gifts I have to make, finish, etc. in one big custom order. So still busy, but this will be the last pop-up sale. So this is the last kiln before that sale. I'll start off with a couple of big bowls that turned out really pretty. So this is on Tucker's Mid Smooth Stone Clay, fired to cone, hot cone 5, slow cool. And it's got a manganese wash on the rim. So you put the manganese wash on first, and then you put the glaze on over it. And you get these lovely drips, and it actually matches the flex and the river birch perfectly. It almost looks like I knew that, which I did not, but I know that manganese will give you a really nice dramatic dark edge if that's what you're looking for. So yeah, that turned out cute. I like that. Cute's not the right word. That is a handsome bowl, I think. Then this bowl, I think I told you that was river birch. This one is, I believe this is, yeah, this is river birch as well. You get confused sometimes when the specs don't run as much, but that's because it's on the bottom. So I did a complete coat of river birch, 3 coats, I think, on the inside of this bowl. And then on the outside, I did 3 coats of Spectrum, every time I do this, I forget, floating purple. And then slightly overlapping would be Spectrum Sangria, and then I just mimicked that inside the bowl. Of course, because the river birch is there, it's a lot softer. But wowza, I'm really happy with this bowl. And it's a nice big flat serving style bowl, great for salads or whatever. So happy with that. Maybe I'll keep on with the bowls. This is just my Studio Cranberry with a dip, and then Spectrum Sangria on the rim and inside, 2 or 3 coats. And this one is, once again, Studio Cranberry. I think I did this one a complete dip in the Studio Cranberry and then the Sangria over. So it's a slightly different look, but it's a nice blend, a nice color blend. And then this bowl was a dip in Norse Blue. And then I had a little bit of one of my goals is to try to get through some of these bits and bobs of glaze I have kicking around, and I had about this much Muddy Waters left in the bottom of a pint. So I lathered it on the rim, and it turned out pretty. And then on the outside too. So just a little bowl. It's nice. This is Winterwood with my Studio Cranberry dipped, white inside. And as I've said many times, I have a bucket of alabaster, so I dip it in alabaster once, and then I do 1 coat of Winterwood on the outside, and it saves me time. And probably money, I would think. And here's 2 more of those. And these are nice big mugs, probably like 18 ounces, I would guess, maybe. And these were 2 refires that I showed you in the last video, and they turned out beautifully. So they are my new Studio White, my white liner glaze inside. And then there was Spectrum Soft Blue and Spectrum Soft Aqua, and they were overlapping. And I had some crawling, so I just added more aqua and took it down a little farther. That turned out really nice. And look, I took it down a little further over that white glaze, and it's turning like this nice blue. So that's something to keep in mind. That's a lovely effect. And then this one was also a refire. So this was my Studio White, my Studio Liner Glaze. This is Spectrum Soft Red and then Spectrum Soft Blue, and I had to bring it down and refire. And I should have added, I should know by now that when you refire Soft Red, it loses some of its oomph, and I could have added more, but I didn't. But I think it's still lovely, because I am done with refiring for a little while, I hope. The bane of every potter's existence. So this is winter wood with mayco flux, and these are just mini vases. So I love to ditch dive, which is just go out and get some greenery locally, and then I fill these up with pine and cedar and red berries, and they're just little grab and go items for people when they're at the sale, and they can use them for like hostess gifts or whatever. And this is my studio white, and this started out with Spectrum cactus on it, and I got some crawling, so I added some Spectrum soft blue around it, and that solved that issue for me. And then I did a couple more in my studio cranberry, and then this is Spectrum just up to here, and then a slight overlap of Spectrum sangria, and then white inside. I love that sangria, like, oh, incredible. And I wonder if I could find, I wanted to show you guys something, but if you saw the state of my studio right now, I would not turn this camera around for anything. Yeah, I don't know where they are. I did that. Oh, there they are. I might grab them in a second. So this is my studio green, which if you wanted something close to that, I would think Amaco Jade Celadon would be really close to this. And then dipped in my studio blue, which would be with a slight overlap, and I think a close one to that would be like if you had a cobalt or even deep sea or any of those dark celadons. Then I do a coat just on the blue of olive float, and then I just do random bits of flux. And you get these really interesting effects. So that turned out really pretty, I think, personally. Might be a little biased. Okay, so that's those. Couple more of the winter wood with the flux. And they turned out nicely. This one is my liner inside. It's my studio cranberry in the bottom. And then it's Laguna Power Turquoise where they meet, just a very slight overlap. And then on the Laguna Power Turquoise, just above where they meet, is seaweed. So you get that nice kind of blue, interesting drippage. Yeah, so those turned out cute. And these are just some big jugs I threw. And these are also getting filled with greenery. They're gifts for some people at my husband's work. So it's the winter wood on the bottom with a slight overlap on the cranberry. It's just white inside. This dripped nicely in this one though. Look at the drips. You never know when you're going to get drips, do you? This piece, I was so nervous to put it in the kiln. As you guys know, sculptural pieces can be really, really tricky in the kiln. And what I did with this little sweetie is, and she's hollow inside. So I threw her on the wheel, and I threw her up to the end of her hat. And then I just started manipulating, adding, whatever. So I just put like a little lid on her hat, a little rim on her hat, gave her a scarf, gave her a little foxy, some buttons, peace on earth, some flowers. And I know I've been banging the drum on this, but I will continue to bang the drum on this because I struggle with underglazes, probably because I really haven't invested in some really good underglazes, and I should, and it's on the list, but my gosh, you spend so much on glazes, sometimes you have to call a halt. So I do have some beautiful Amaco celadons, and I watched an Amaco video quite a while ago, and she was demonstrating that, which I was like an epiphany for me, because she was doing detail work. I forget the Amaco lady's name is, but anyway, she was doing detail work like flowers and that kind of thing in the different celadon colors. Then she just covered the whole thing with the mixing clear, and nothing moved, nothing ran, everything stayed steady. And that was on a plate, but this is like on a vertical piece, and still nothing, no movement. So I did use underglaze for the little fox, and it's an old one I have. I think it's a Duncan. I don't even know if they have Duncan underglazes anymore. And the white is theirs as well. The red was also a Duncan underglaze, I think. and the nose was an underglaze, and this sign was a brown underglaze, but the rest was all celadons. So the hat was sky with deep sea polka dots. The scarf was lavender with deep sea stripes. The buttons were mulberry. The stick was, I think it's called Red Rock. Yeah, Red Rock, their new sort of brownish one. Then mulberry, deep sea, you know, you got it. And what wasabi for the stems and the leaves. Did I get everything? The little cheeks are actually, I think they're coral. They're mayco coral. It's the base for amaryllis, and I just have a jar of it around, so I put that on too. And then when I did it all, and the little flowers, mulberry, and then when everything was done and it dried, I put the mixing clear over the whole thing. I didn't worry about the top of the hat, but anywhere that I had to worry about anything being really finicky, I put mixing clear over. I didn't put it on the fox, but I did it on the sign and, you know, that kind of thing. And see, it didn't even affect the colors at all. Like, everything kept its vibrancy. And then I used mayco designer liner. I just squeezed some out and thinned it a bit because I find it too thick to put on directly. I've had it pop off of pieces, which is very frustrating. So I just thinned some designer liner and gave him a little mouth and eyes. And that's Mr. Foxy. Or Mr. Foxy. Mrs. Not Mr. Mrs. Snowman. Snow woman. Snow lady. The only other thing I wanted to show you was I've got these Be Joyful ornaments, and they have a underglaze transfer from, I'm pretty sure that's Sanbao, and I think I have 4 of those. And then I just did a bunch of little pieces just with bits and bobs of clay. As you know, we're always trying to get rid of bits and bobs of clay, so I thought I'd make some little pendants or earrings or something with those, and those are done in sangria. I think I did about 12 of them, and I was getting near the end of my glazing rope, so I just left them. So I'm going to grab those plates I want to show you. Okay, so I'm making a set of dishes for my daughter for Christmas. She doesn't watch me on YouTube, so I'm good. And I knew I wanted to do it on dark clay, and she loves purple, so these are my tester plates. And this is Floating Purple by Sangria. Is that what it's called? That's driving me crazy. Anyway, autumn purple. Oh, for God's sakes, Lisa, autumn purple. So I tried one with just the raw glaze, raw clay on the plate. But look at that. Look how pretty that is. That dark clay makes those spectrum glazes really sing. I actually like the autumn purple better on dark clay than I do on white clay. And this one was alabaster. So I am going to stick with the alabaster plan, but I need to put more on next time. So I know that too now. I just want to see if I can show you the difference. So this is the autumn purple on white, and this is the autumn purple on dark. So just 2 totally different looks. And both are absolutely beautiful, absolutely. But, well, I'm pleased with that because, I mean, white clays, it's not that hard to find glazes that look great on white clay. Dark clays, there's lots of glazes that look great on dark clays, but there's a lot of glazes we use on white clays that we put them on dark clays, like celadons and things like that, and it's like, yikes, that is not good. So, yeah, so just wanted to show you all that. I probably might pop on one more time with a kiln load of gifts if I get there. But otherwise, thank you all for tuning in, and I hope to see you one more time at least before Christmas. Take care.